Hi, this is Rick. Welcome to my new mini-series of videos all about various aspects of preparedness. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important aspects, water. Water. It's pretty important stuff. Let's be honest about it. Humans cannot live for more than 3 days without water, so it's very, very important to us. Now over here in the Western world we're pretty lucky. We go to a tap, turn it on, out comes water. If you're thirsty, all you do is put a cup under it and you drink it. No problem, never been an issue, haven't really had to give it much thought. Well, I'm asking you to give it a little bit of thought now. What would happen if, or what would you do if you went to the tap one day and water didn't come out? Well, the thing is, if you haven't planned ahead and you haven't made any contingency plans, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So the answer is very simple. You make contingency plans now. So what do? Okay, well, your first option is you can just physically go and buy bottles of water. This in England, a 2-litre bottle of water, which is I think it's just over half a gallon, will cost about 12 pence. It's nothing. You can literally you can buy a whole case of 24 of these for just a little over £2. What is recommended, the recommended quantities, is that you store 1 gallon per person per day. So a good place to start would be, let's say, your basic 72-hour preparedness kit. Okay, 72 hours, 1 gallon per person. 72 hours is, what was it, 3 days? So you'd need 3 gallons if you're on your own, 6 gallons if there's 2 of you, 12 gallons if there's 4 of you, and a gallon if you're living in England is, let me look it up, got my little thing here, a gallon is 3.78 litres. So basically 2 of these will completely cover you, 2 of these 2-litre bottles per person per day. That's a good target range to aim for. Now, if you don't want to go out and spend money on this, you don't need to. Okay, all you need to do is get hold of some empty soda bottles, you know, fizzy drinks, Coke bottles, things like that. Obviously, the bigger the better. Clean them out, fill them with tap water, and put them away. And job done. Hasn't cost you anything. You know, go around your neighbours on recycling day, or there's loads of different places you can get these bottles from. Ask people to put them aside for you if you know they drink a lot of pop and things like that. A word of, well, say warning. What you need to be aware of is these types of bottles do start to break down after about 2 years, and after that sort of time they start to leach chemicals and things into the water. So the best advice for water straight out of the tap, you don't need to add anything to it. You literally just take it straight out of the tap, put it in a bottle and store it away. 6 months later, give the bottle a wash out, empty it out, give a bottle a wash out, refill it with fresh water. And you can do that 4 times. And then once the bottles have hit about 2 years old, you want to chuck them away and start again, get new fresh bottles. Because like I say, after 2 years, they start breaking down and they will start leaching chemicals into the water. So it's always a good idea to get bottles that haven't been thrown out for very long, if you see what I mean. So anyways, all sorts of shapes and sizes you can get. These are all, like I say, these are all second-hand used bottles. This one had ginger beer in it, this one actually had soda water in it. Filled up with tap water, stored away, and don't forget basically 2 of these. That's what you want to store per person per day, and this is 4 litres, so that's more than you need. Now, another type of container you can use is, you know, a bigger container like this. This is a 25-litre drum. Oh, it's not a drum, is it? It's a jerry can. But the most important thing, doesn't matter what containers you use, you must make sure when you're storing water that these are food safe. The reason they're food safe is because they don't leach chemicals into the water while it's being stored there. Now obviously storing water is going to take up quite a lot of space, and this is something that you need to take into consideration, especially if you have a large family and you're storing for sort of the long term. Now one of the ways you can get around this is by having securing a supply of water that sort of comes to you, rather than storing it up. I mean, stored water will get you through on the short term in an emergency, but at some point, if it turns into a long-term situation, you're still going to need water. Have a look at this bit of video footage. Now this is a little system I've got rigged up, and what it's doing is actually collecting rainwater. Now a lot of people have water butts. They come off the top of their sheds or off their conservatories. In this particular case, coming off the roof of the conservatory. But the important thing here is take a note of the water butt. The red water butt, which is what's collecting it, the one with the tap on it, that is a food safe or a food grade barrel. Now that's really, really important. I mean, you can go out and buy a water butt specifically for your garden. Quite often they're a green colour, and it's all very well, but again, you've got the problem of this is not food grade plastic, and what's going to happen is it's going to leach chemicals into your water. Now you really don't want to be drinking that. Now this setup I've got here is it's just the start. What I hope to do is actually add a second and maybe even a third barrel, which is going to be made of the food grade plastic. And what happens is one fills up, and as soon as it reaches the top, it'll then start feeding into the next one, like it's doing now with the little green barrel. Now obviously whenever it rains, the barrel is going to be topped up, and I'm not saying straight away you're going to drink the rainwater, but that's a fairly clean source of water that you're going to be able to tap into, no pun intended, and all you need to do is then purify that water and you've got something to drink. Now I'm not going to go into how to purify water in this video. I'm going to cover that in a future video, but I will mention next time you're in the supermarket, go get a bottle of this stuff. This is sterilising fluid. It's used for babies' bottles and pacifiers and dummies and things like that, and you can use just a few drops of this in your sort of bottles to actually sterilise the water. Like I say, I'll cover that in a future video. So hopefully this video has put across the message that storing water is massively, massively important. If you don't have access to water, then no amount of preparations and food storage and things like that is going to be of any use to you whatsoever. Water is absolutely a priority. I hope I've shown you something here in this video that you can take away and work with. If you need further information, just go to Google, type in, emergency water supply, keywords like that, and you'll find plenty of information. So thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful to someone, and I will see you in the next episode.